What's going on today, guys? Today we are taking a look at this brand new Salem Hemisphere 308RL. Alright everyone, welcome to the inside of this 308RL. Alright, so let's go through some of the interior features. So right here, let's get started with this nice table. And then this nice overhanging light. One thing that I do want to point out that is great is the fact that down here, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but look at all those outlets. I'm not even necessarily sure that you would end up using those a lot, but how great is that it's right there for you anyways. And then one other thing that I think is pretty sweet about some of these newer hemispheres is they have kind of gone to this darker kind of brownish leather on their interior sofas and theater seating. But one thing that I will note is that on a lot of models, it's a lighter brown that kind of matches the tone of the floor. But on this model, I really do like these sofas. I mean, these are sweet. This color is sweet. This color is not something that you're going to find in a whole lot of units, and it makes this unit really cool. So yeah, guys, this is a great spot just to chill with your friends and stuff. I mean, you could sit here, you could sit here, or you could sit here. All right, guys, so I want to take a deeper dive into these nice theater seating options. So something that's really cool is, I mean, well, first off, it does come with 4 cup holders, which is pretty insane. I don't know if you're going to necessarily need that many, but they're there if you need them. But what I want to highlight on that's really cool is take a look at these cup holders. They come with a lot of little buttons and stuff to recline and retract and everything, but they also have right there a USB type A port, and those are on either side as well. And then obviously we do always get that nice little storage compartment in the middle. And then what else is nice is this sofa. It is pretty comfortable. However, I do recommend the theater seating over the sofa. The theater seating is just so nice and plush, I would say, but I believe this does convert out into a bed. And then you've also got the nice storage on the side and up above, which is great. I mean, this camper, I would say, is a great kind of roomy, spacious option for couples looking to get into camping. I mean, and one other cool thing is, which I don't know how many of you knew about this that are watching, but it has that hidden storage, which is great. This comes on a lot of the Salem models. And then it does have a nice TV. I'm not exactly sure how big that TV is, but it's a pretty good size. And then we've got the fireplace and a few little storage options, I would say, for controllers and stuff like that. Now let's highlight kind of on this island here. It's a pretty nice island. It's not, I would say it's not the biggest island I've seen, but for whatever reason, I think it works really well with this floor plan. You know, because when you get into a lot of campers, one thing that you're going to kind of notice if there's an island is sometimes the island may feel too big for the camper. Like, it's just almost like it's kind of in the way. It's great for the extra storage, but sometimes they feel like they're almost just in the way. But what I like about this one is it's still very narrow, which gives you some nice walking space. And another great thing about the Hemispheres is I would say they're more dog friendly, just because of the flooring and a couple of the outside features. But if you do have a dog, the island's not taking up that much, like, you know, laying down space for the dog. So that's pretty great, I would say. And then so over here into the kitchen, we do have that 3-burner cooktop. We do also get these nice kind of oven options with the nice little storage there at the bottom for all your pans and stuff if you want to bake cookies or if that's what you're into. And then we've got a pretty standard Furrion microwave here, and then we've got the all black 10 cubic feet 12-volt refrigerator in here as well. One thing that is neat is that, you know, I would say these sinks are pretty common. Does extend out, which is nice. But you typically will get those black style sinks, but usually down in here in the actual sink, you don't get that black as well, which I think that's a pretty nice accent color. But anyways, moving on. So we've got this little nook, I would say, over here. I always say this, I'm not even a coffee drinker, but this would be great for like coffee and stuff. You can put a clock there because you've got all these nice little ports right there and everything, so that's great. And then we've got, along with the hidden storage, you still get that pantry. So what you'll notice with a lot of campers is they will kind of, as we hit on over here, you'll get that hidden storage, but a lot of times that's at the cost of an actual pantry. But in this 308RL, you get actually both. You get that hidden storage, but then you also get that pantry. So let's head towards the front of the unit. So here's actually, I forgot to mention this. This is going to be your controls and everything. So for the slide out, for the JBL speakers, for the awnings, there are 2 awnings on this camper. They're both power awnings with LED lights, which is nice. Then here we've got the bathroom along with the mirror, and I do believe, yep, so there's that kind of accent lighting that we all know and love. And then let's go ahead and get in here. I don't exactly know what this kind of open area is for. I don't know. Maybe if one of you guys know, you can comment and let me know. Not too sure, but there's extra space there. I could think maybe putting toilet paper there, but who knows. You've got some nice little shelves for like toothbrushes, stuff like that. Let's check this storage down here. There's a peek at that storage. Decent size shower. I like that there are at least 2 shelves. Sometimes I feel like you won't even get any, but sometimes you only get 1. At least you get 2 there, which I think makes this a great couples camper. And then you do get the porcelain kind of foot flush toilet. This is a little higher quality toilet because of the porcelain, so that's nice. Now, one thing that's unique about the 308RL and why I kind of decided to do a video on this is it's actually, I believe, the only Hemisphere travel trailer that does not have that signature front window. So typically on the Hemispheres, you're gonna find that massive front window on the travel trailers, which is pretty nice. It's usually pretty tinted, but instead of that, they decided to focus more on wardrobe space. So I know you can kind of get a peek of it over there, but I'll show you just how massive the wardrobe space is in this camper. So here's your bed. This is a king size bed. I want to say I thought it was versatile, but it may not be. But there are outlets on both sides of the bed. There are also USB ports right there, which is nice. And then we've got, I don't know what you want to call this, a little makeup booth maybe. I don't know. I don't put on makeup myself, as you may be able to tell, but anyways, I would think that's what it would be for, is doing makeup or getting ready for the day, whatever. And then we've got the drawers and everything, which is nice. All right, on to the wardrobe space, which really, I think, makes this camper kind of sing, if you will. So here we go. Take a look at all this. So we've got this kind of top storage up here. Then we've got here kind of these little, I don't know, cubbies on the side, if you will. And then the nice little bar hanger area for shirts and stuff. And then you've got kind of all this extra space in here. So I don't know if it comes across kind of how big it is on camera, but and then it does also have the washer and dryer prep as well, so that's great. And it does have the kind of like dual sliding doors, so you can access it on both sides. I just chose to go on the side that's closest to the bed to make it hardest on myself, I guess. And then while we're in here and we do see these windows, these on this camper, it's all like that box style feel tinted window. And then you do see that they do open down there as well. And then we've also got some nice hooks here for some clothes, keys. Honestly, I'd be putting my keys there all day. All right, I think that about covers the inside. So let's take a look at the outside, I suppose. All right, so let's take it outside, as they say, I guess. But first, I want to hit on these nice LEDs. So, and then here's kind of what the front is going to look like without that glass window. And so here's kind of what that would normally look like, or as you can see over here. But this one is a little bit different. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the storage options here. Open. So here we've got our nice little front pass-through storage, which does make it great. One thing I will say is unfortunately, you don't get the whiteboards on these ones, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. But what you do get are those nice little slam shut storage doors. And then here's going to be the first awning. The second one's right over here on that first slide out. And then one thing I will hit on that kind of is discussed right here is the fiberglass roof. So it's all one piece, which means there's going to be less spots and less seams and crevices where leaks could occur a long time. So that is great. This camper is way less prone to leaks just because of that little weather shield kind of one piece roof that it has. And one thing I do want to hit on, and kind of why I chose this camper, is right now we're doing what's called the Dog Days of Summer here at Stellhorn RV. And we're partnering with our local humane society to kind of donate. We're donating $100 per camper sale for the entire month of August to our local humane society. And you know, this unit is more dog friendly than a lot of other ones. And what is great is that there is this little pet tether, as they call it, and it's directly under the awnings. So it's great shade for your dogs, or other pets that you can tether there, I guess. And then one other thing I wanted to hit on, and there may be a little kind of information piece about it, but when we walk around, but this does have a completely enclosed under accessibility, which means that the bottom is completely closed, which is going to be better for those colder times of the year. And it actually is 12, it has 12 volt heated panels down there too. So that is great as well. As it gets colder, it's going to be more resistant to those colder months and stuff, because it does have those heating pads underneath the enclosed accessibility. Oh, and I can't forget, I always hit this in every video, but step above steps, 500-pound capacity. And then right over here, I believe this is going to be your spot for your TV. If I can get the right thing. Well, anyways, I can't get it, but this should be everything for your TV. We've got an outlet and then TV hookup. And then your propane quick connect is going to be right over here. And then we do have that nice little awning button as well. We do have the hitch on the back. And then up top here, we've got prep for the Furrion Vision S, I believe, camera system. And then prep for the Lippert on the go ladder. And so let's head around this way. This camper does have 3 slides, which would have been on the spec sheet at the beginning, but just in case if you didn't see that. So here we've got all the areas for your tanks and stuff, and power. And then pretty basic all on, you know, every camper. But right here, what's nice is we do have this nice outdoor shower. This is going to be have hot and cold water as well, which makes it great. Then right here we've got our other storage option in the slide out. Goes pretty deep. Honestly, I don't even know if you'd want to put anything that far back in that storage compartment because you may not be able to reach it. So here's the other side of that pass-through storage. So, and then here's your solar panel controller. This is solar prepped, which I believe at the beginning of the video on the drone shot, you should have been able to get kind of an image of that. And then yeah, it's got the power tongue jack, the 2 20-pound propane tanks. Then here's your battery and everything. And yeah, guys, that about covers it. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I will have everything linked in the description for this camper so you can take a deeper dive, or if you want to, go ahead and stop by here at Stellhorn RV here in Kokomo, Indiana. The greatest RV dealership on earth, but I might be a little biased. But yeah, come by and stop, and we can get you guys right. I mean, this is a great camper. So yeah, with that being said, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Discover